We are talking Light No Fire, and this game can kick rocks.
Whoa. Whoa, Dave. You're about to make some people mad because there's a lot of people excited about this game. And I know why you're not excited, but let's go ahead and pull up the trailer. Hopefully it
Let's go
works on the
ahead.
first click here.
Let's go ahead and pull up the trailer. And just a little bit of insight. I'm gonna try not to be salty. I'm gonna try not to be salty. I'm gonna try to give this game the benefit of the doubt. But what we're looking at is going to be another installment from Hello Games. And if you know anything about Hello Games, they are notorious for No Man's Sky, which you could probably understand why I'm a little salty now.
So Dave was so excited for No Man's Sky, and the launch of it did not go to his expectations, and so I can see his saltiness. And honestly, like I feel like a lot of people are with you there, but I think Hello Games found the formula that works for No Man's Sky, and what they should probably do is make sure that formula is in this game. So let's go ahead and roll the trailer right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll the trailer. And I think visually, I think it looks very, very cool.
Mhm.
And what we're kind of seeing is like the same thing that we kind of saw with No Man's Sky, where it's like they're showing us a bunch of different locations. Right now, we're underwater. We saw kind of like a sandy. I think it was like kind of like a sandy kind of world. There was like a lush green kind of world. The snow covered world. I mean, other than that, though, this is the point that I'm going to get to very quickly, and I I just like what is happening? What is happening in this game?
I think it's supposed to be like a kind of like a survival open world RPG fantasy game, similar to like No Man's Sky, but fantasy. You know what I mean? Like I don't. It's not supposed to be space related or anything like that. Obviously, it's not space related, but I think that's what they're going for. They're going for a different type of game that will appeal to people that love fantasy and RPG style games because like there's fans not there's no fan some fans aren't there's fans of different types of games, and so some people might not be fans of the space theme and more people might be intrigued by the fantasy look, and I think that's kind of why there's going to be a new game like this. And like right this spot in the trailer now, it's like you see this little rabbit character. It seems like there's RPG elements to it too.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I understand a little bit, but I really, really, really am trying to look for the positives here, and I'm having a really, really hard time because it's like, how long is this trailer? This trailer is what, 2 minutes long now?
Yeah, about 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes long now. Other than a 10-second clip that we saw of somebody building a house, what happened in that trailer?
It
Other
just
than
shows a lot of the
traversal.
traversal, the biomes, some of the RPG elements. You get a glimpse of like what some of the enemies will look like. I think there's a little bit more than to unpack than what you're thinking, but I could see it doesn't show like actual combat mechanics. It doesn't show the building, how you build, doesn't show how you collect resources, aside from the guy using the pickaxe on the tree. But so I could see that it doesn't answer a lot of questions, and I think that could be like, do you like how far are they in development? Are they pretty early? Do you think it's going to come sooner than what? How soon do you think this game's going to come out?
I feel like this game has probably been in development for a while now. If we're gonna be 100% honest, I feel like it's been in development for at least a few years, and definitely long enough that we should have a trailer right now that shows something outside of traversal. Because what they're touting is the same thing that they touted with No Man's Sky, right? It's a massive open world, and basically what they're doing is they're touting this as a one by one scale of planet Earth. So I mean, I get it, but they did the same thing on No Man's Sky, where it's they touted this gigantic kind of world to interact in, and that's great. But I say this all the time. I would much rather have a densely compact world full of things than a gigantic world full of nothing. And I feel like that's a lot of what we saw in that trailer was like outside of traversal, what else are you giving me? Because it just feels like another Hello Games attempt to be like, look at how big we can make a world, and then like not fill it with with stuff. You know what I mean? And it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I so tried. I so tried to get behind this and like find the good aspects. But Adam, like, are you excited for this game? Do you have a saving grace to like pull me out of the depths of this like no man's sky just memory that I'm stuck in?
Like I said, I think if they learn their lesson from the launch of No Man's Sky and they go to the formula that makes No Man's Sky a good game now, then I'm excited about this game. But there's also things that I'm also nervous about. Like, yeah, it's a huge open world, like you said. Is it full of stuff? I know like each biome is going to offer different element or like resources that you have to collect to make different weapons and house or like things that you need to build and things like that and armor. Um, my other question is, so you saw the like there's some big enemies, like monster looking people. Are those like quest monsters or am I going to see those more often? Like is there going to be like certain quests that I have to do? I also think that so this reminds me a lot of you've seen Rust?
Yeah.
Okay, Rust and Ark Survival, like those games,
Yeah.
like the dinosaur game. So it reminds me of those in the aspect of like, yes, there's a lot of people, but what I don't want this game to turn into, which I loved Ark Survival, but I loved it to the point where I can just build and hunt dinosaurs. What I hated about that game, it's like, and I hate about Rust too, which is why I've never played it, is you get into a server, like you're screwed. Like if it's a public server, like you don't have any land to build on. You get like screwed because the big dogs that have been in the server for so long pick on new characters. They trap them in like spawn traps because they don't want anybody else in their server. And so like I hope that like when you build a server, because I know like in Arc, I don't know if it's changed. I haven't played in a long time. Like you can host a server, but like you can only do it like your friends can join only if you're online. Whereas like the public ones are always online, obviously. So I hope that this game doesn't turn into a Rust or a Arc because I hate that about these types of games because they are fun. And so that's one thing what would make me not excited about it. But I think it's cool that it has more RPG elements to it. Like you'll be able to level up your character, you'll be able to customize your character because and it seems like you'll have different races. So you see like the human race, the rabbits. I'm guessing there's gonna be others. One look like a cat, one look like an otter. So I think it's gonna be cool that you'll have that much customization of your character. But like you said, there's a big skepticism with how bad they started the first launch of No Man's Sky, and I can see why you're bitter about it.
And I think, and like, I know I'm gonna make some people mad. I'm really sorry, guys. I really am, and I really did try to get behind this, but it's like I I heard good things about No Man's Sky with the updates and stuff, right? It's like No Man's Sky dropped for me, and it was not good. And then all I've heard is that like, oh, they made No Man's Sky really good. All these updates came, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I need to know. Like I need to actually know what No Man's Sky is now. And I don't want to watch a No Man's Sky review video after updates or read some article put out by, like an IGN or something where it's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. So I went just straight to the source and I jumped on Twitch. I did this last night. I jumped on Twitch and I looked for No Man's Sky streamers, and for about an hour and a half, I watched 7 to 8 No Man's Sky streamers. I didn't say anything. I just went in their chat and I just watched them interact in the game. And I have to tell you, and I'm so sorry, and I'm gonna make so many people mad. That was the most boring experience of my entire life. Just watching that game happen was so painstakingly boring. Nothing in that game happens. Nothing. I went to like 7 or 8 different streamers. They're all just walking around and like identifying this new bush, or like they're flying through this space like and like shooting asteroids, and it's like, dude, what is happening? When is something going to happen in this game? And I think that's exactly what we're gonna get with this game. It's just gonna be another game where nothing happens.
I guess the way you can kind of look at it, and I would say, what are you expecting of these games? That's a question I have.
I'm expecting like I'm expecting a game. I'm expecting like some type of like story interaction within this game, right? And it's like you need for me you need to steer me along the course of something. And I feel like you don't get that with these games.
So I wonder. So you want some type of story to it, but I think what No Man's Sky is it's more of a exploration game. You know what I mean, like it's exploration, building your base, kind of. I think that's where maybe like the disconnect for you is right now. Plus, being how bad of a launch it was, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I I don't know. I'm trying to I don't know. I'm trying to say this without like really hurting people's feelings. I just don't understand the level of interest in something like that.
So my next question is like No Man's Sky is more. It's multiplayer in a sense, but it's more of a solo kind of thing, right? Right.
Right.
Okay. This game or Light No Fire is like wants it to be multiplayer. It wants you to have your friends all in this world. And it's gonna have elements where you have to level up and like kind of do things with your create communities and things with your friends. So I think that's a different approach that they're taking other than like No Man's Sky was.
But what is the end goal?
If it's anything like Ark Survival, like there's certain like big quests that you can like take on, and so each quest like you beat this dragon or you beat this dinosaur, you beat this dinosaur, and then you come to this final gate where you fight this massive dragon. So it could do something like that.
So for me, that sounds incredible. Where is that in No Man's Sky?
It's not
Where
in there. I think
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think they're going to have anything like that in this one either.
I don't know. I think they are because you see, like, 'cause there's much more combat like shown in this game with like the bow and arrow. There's gonna and you saw the big like tower enemy starting to stand up. Like I think that's gonna be a lot of the enemies in the storyline and like you have to complete these quests. I'm trying to sell
I
you
don't.
here, Dave. Come on, take the bait. I'm reeling you in. I
I
think it's one that I think this one is going to be more what you're looking for than what No Man's Sky is. I really
I
do.
hope
Just
so.
based off, I just based off of what I've seen in the trailer and what the positivity that I've seen around this game, I think it's much more along the lines that you like with the games. Because I know like, and then I know you're not the hugest of survival fans, but in terms of like the things to do, the quest to follow, I think that's more in line with what you'll like.
I mean, I hope so. And again, I don't want to make anybody mad. Again, this is my personal opinion. And I understand how people can be excited about this. And again, like there's plenty of games. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of games. If there's people that are excited about this game, I'm happy that you're getting this game. And I really hope that you enjoy it. And I really hope that it ends up being what you expect. But this is a show where we talk about our own personal opinions of these games. And yeah, and just for me personally, the just bitter taste from Hello Games has still been left in my mouth from No Man's Sky. And I feel like I'm reliving that memory all over again because it's like they're doing the exact same thing that they did to me with No Man's Sky, where it's like we're touting this incredible exploration thing, like this gigantic open world. Like you're gonna be able to interact with all of your friends. You're gonna be able to build build your all the things that you want. And it's like I've same story, bro. Same story. I've heard this all before. I've heard it all before. I've been disappointed by this all before. And it's like I don't know if they come through this time, great. If they come through this time, great. But if they don't come through again, I'm not gonna be like, didn't see that coming. like like You
Different
know what I
movie,
mean?
same scripts.
Exactly. That's a brilliant way to put it. Like again, I understand how people are excited for this game, and I really, really do hope it's good. And if you're excited for this game, like I'm happy for you. I genuinely am happy for you because there's 1,000 video games out there. I don't have to play this video game. But like I said, I mean, Hello Games has made all of these promises before. They've let us down on all of these promises before, and I just feel like we're just reliving. I'm in No Man's Sky deja vu right now.
You're in the negative nostalgia of No Man's Sky.
I am in negative nostalgia land of No Man's Sky. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant way to
Uh,
put it.
I'm excited for it, but is it a game I'm gonna get to start? I want to wait till this game is released, let people play it, and then I'll make my decision on whether or not. If it's like Rust and it's public servers and you can get screwed over, then no, I'm not playing this game. But if it's like another, like if it's like Minecraft where you can have your world and your friends can join in and like you can have your own server without paying for it, then I'm cool with it. Actually, I think you have to pay for the Minecraft servers now. I don't remember. But anyway, I'm excited about this, but not because I'm going to buy it at launch.
I don't want to see the game fail and I would tell people don't buy it at launch, but if nobody buys it at launch, they're not going to do anything with it. So it's like a catch 22, right? It's like you if you love this game, if you love the game and you love the idea of the game and you want to support the game, you want to buy it at launch. But if you're skeptical, you don't want to buy it at launch because it's like everything that I've heard about No Man's Sky, it's like, oh, with all these updates and with all these patches, like it's a really cool game. Like, who cares if they make the game good 2 years after it comes out?
It's been a big conversation recently of games. It's like people or like developers are releasing crap and like, oh, we can just patch it later. Like that's what's kind of become a norm with these games, and it sucks because like you expect something to deliver as you buy it because that's why you buy it, and then you have to wait for patches and updates and DLCs to make it the game you want. Like, no, that sucks. And I hope, like I said, I hope Hello Games learn from it and like they're going to deliver what they're promising because it's again very ambitious, like No Man's Sky was, and to me, who knows? There's a lot of skepticism with how they're going to release this game. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be like, oh, well, we released it. It's good enough to release, but we have a lot of patches coming. So stick with us. Stick with us. Instead of just delaying a game and like we've talked about this too. It's like if you're delaying a game to fix it, fine. But if you're delaying a game because like you're just trying to figure out your marketing or things like that, then that's awful and you don't make changes. But like if you need to delay this game, Hello Games, if you need to delay the game, make sure to do it so you do deliver on the promises that you're giving fans of like games like this.
Yeah, because people are going to spend their money on this and they're going to get it on release and they're going to be like, hey, guys, like what happened to all of those things that you promised before I got this game? And then they're just like, oh, don't worry. It's coming. Just give us like 6 months. But for right now, this is probably good enough, right? And you're like, no, it's not. Like,
Yeah, I don't have the patience. I don't have the time to wait that long.
right. It's like if you bought a jacket and you buy the jacket and there's no zipper on it and you like call up the company and you're like, yo, I bought this jacket and there's no zipper, and they're like, don't worry, the zipper's coming. It's gonna take like 6 weeks, but the zipper will be there. And you're like, what? Like
Yeah,
what
or you
what are
buy
you
a
talking
box of
about?
shoes only has one shoe, or like you order
Yeah.
shoes there's only one, and you're like, wait, where's my second shoe? It's like, um, that's coming. Don't worry, we're releasing that
Don't
one in a
Yeah,
couple months.
don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna patch over that second shoe to you in like
Yeah,
3 months. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
that's how game developers are nowadays. Yeah, like,
The
game developers. Oh, let's send you one shoe. We'll give you the second one in a couple months.
yeah.
So funny.
So I mean, I know a lot of people are excited about this game. Adam, do you have anything else to say about it?
No,
Anything to,
other than
touch
that,
on? Thing? No.
I think it's supposed to release in 2024. It's one of those things. If it needs to be delayed, please delay it. Other than that, I'm excited to see what this game turns into. But from the start, a lot of skepticism from many other people too. So
I wish them all the best. And again, I don't want to upset anybody. This is just my personal opinion. I hope the game does well. I really do. I really hope that it does well, and I really hope that it's a game that people enjoy. And I know that there's going to be a group of people like me that are kind of on guard because of their experience with No Man's Sky, and I hope Hello Games can kind of make amends on No Man's Sky and my experience with them as a developer. And hopefully, this game is something really, really cool. I unfortunately will just be waiting to grab this one after I see what it's all about.